Okay, so the list of nominees for the 88th Academy Awards was released last week. And for the second year in a row, all acting nominees are white. This had led to a mixture of outrage and disappointment amongst the acting community and the public. Actress Jada Pinkett Smith, wife of Will Smith, whom many expected to receive a nomination for his performance in Concussion, spoke out, claiming she and her husband wouldn't be attending the awards, but would rather boycott the ceremony. And she invited others to do the same. Lupita Nyong'o, the last black actress to win an Oscar, also expressed her disappointment via social media. And many are calling on this year's host, Chris Rock, to also quit. And obviously now we all know the hashtag Oscars so white. Now, I don't know what you guys, I don't know if it's a case of perhaps black sisters and black brothers or other ethnic minorities, they just went up to par, or if it is a case of racism. I don't know what you think.
I think it's strongly a case of racism. The argument that, oh, there were no movies from minorities this year to make the cut, I think is an excuse you get from a passive racist, you know? It's come out that the Academy Board is made up of, I think, 76% male, 90-something% white. No, actually 90-something% white, 76% male. And I mean, and all of them are over 63 years old. Would you see them watching Straight Outta Compton, which actually is about gangster rap culture, F the Police, which was what popularized them? Would you see them watching something that's so out of their culture? Not at all. And if you see the history of the Oscars and the people who have won, the black people who've won it so far, I think it's about
14.
How many? 14. Thank you.
And this is 88 years. This is the 88th
running
edition.
the Oscars. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a bit suspicious, I would say.
It's whitewashing reality.
Yes,
That's what they're doing.
It's a bit suspicious. And it's interesting that someone like Donald Trump will make light of it and say things like...
Interesting, very expected.
Yeah, it's like, but you guys have your BETs and no white person is being...
Thank you.
Yeah,
you remember Stacey Dash? She was being blasted. Okay, let's just try and understand why using the argument BET doesn't work with the Oscars. Why is that wrong?
The reason why we have the BET is I'm sure black people felt at the time they weren't given a platform.
It was a fact.
I
wasn't being represented. Black entertainers weren't being acknowledged. And it's what we are seeing today with the Oscars, which is why the black BET started in the first place. So it's not that, BET is a racist thing because of the Oscars, because we are seeing it today with the Oscars, which is why they had the black entertainers, whatever, you know?
Sure. And it's interesting. Maybe there's something to be said about the whole nomination process to start with, as you said, the demographics of the people who are voting and nominating these people, because I know there are like 6,000 active members, so there's it's a process.
And you have to be nominated by people on the board.
Reminders around and say, okay, these are the movies that were nominated this year, so have a look at it and then decide which movie goes into what category. So at that stage, if you're a director, you vote for directors. If you're a producer, same thing. Actors vote for actors. And then there's a second stage of voting where it's open to, now you can vote in other categories. Right?
But usually they'll give preference to those who have already been nominated for Oscars before. And most of them are white.
But like every other award show, I mean, this isn't devoid of controversy.
Of course.
And over the years, the Oscars have had like one issue or the other. There have been people who refused to take the Oscars, like even though they won the Oscar and whatnot.
Even some white actors like Marlon
Brando. Philadelphia, the movie with Denzel Washington.
Denzel and Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Denzel was nominated for Best Supporting Role, and he felt that he should have been nominated
for the best lead.
So he boycotted. He didn't go that year. And if you look at some of the 14 of our black people that have won the awards, if you look at it, they're always playing roles where
you're a slave, or you're mammy,
you're a maid, you're a drug addict, you're a sex crazed single mom or something. Why couldn't they win playing a role like Meryl Streep in Devil Wears Prada, or play something Jodie Foster, Silence of the Lambs, a policewoman? Why can't you play a policewoman and win an Oscar? But you have to go all out, bare your buttocks and ride a man and do all kinds of crazy
or be a slave.
Be a slave. Oh wow, you did a good slave.
Yes.
Played it well.
So let's also, you mentioned women. Let's not also ignore the fact that women are also really underrepresented, at least in the directors category. Suffragette came out this year. This was a good movie about women fighting for rights in Europe. Pankhurst. Yes, it was ignored. It was directed by a woman. By the Sea was directed by Julie, ignored. And then the black actors, I think we're just showing this on the screen. Eazy-E in Straight Outta of Compton, Jason Mitchell acted good. Will Smith in Concussion. That
I haven't seen the movie though, but I've heard
do you know
it.
it's about a Nigerian doctor? So it's actually praise for Africans, and that was ignored.
So speaking of Will Smith, I have this Twitter blast, or whatever you want to call it, from the actress that played Vivian Banks in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She's talking about what Jada Pinkett says about let's boycott the awards and whatnot. She says, I'm doing my American accent, okay? So let me do my American accent.
The British Queen was American.
Yes. Okay, I'm going over the pond. Okay. She says, girl, please, why are you always speaking for your man? It was the best performance of his career, which says this. And is it the best he's ever done? Not necessarily Academy worthy. His accent was all over the place. His female co-star's role was cut to nothing to make sure she did not outshine him. Perhaps working with a black director once in a while, or perhaps making sure that other actors have work instead of just you and your children and husband. Now you want other actors to support your cause and be blacklisted in Hollywood, as I was because of your lying ass husband.
Oh my God.
Excuse me. My advice to other actors: do not do this to yourself.
Wow.
Yes.
I think it's personal beef that is going
That
too
is beef
far.
that's
But she
gone-
has a point. You see, people like this, okay, let's go and campaign, let's go and rally. When it comes to the day, you see how many people will go and
step back.
Yeah, we'll step back. And
Okay.
people
But
will
this
actually
is
turn
personal
up.
beef.
People
Let
will
me
turn
throw
up.
this in there though, because I think, was it Viola Davis or someone like
Yes.
that? She came in and said, well, it's just beyond, it's bigger than what people are actually
you.
seeing.
Thank
where
you.
it's not just about not being nominated, but are we producing
Movies for
and
like roles
Yeah.
for
movies worth it?
Yeah.
You know what I
Jessica,
mean? Are we
talking-
producing? Are we showing up in these positions and whatnot?
Mentioning that, so filmmaking, so it's not even just the Oscars. When you're making films, how many lead roles do they give to black people?
Yeah.
I saw a list today about the number of times a black person speaks in a movie. So for Harry Potter, it was 5 minutes, 40 seconds, or 20 hours of the whole series of Harry Potter.
Unbelievable.
You know, it's
But do you
crazy.
remember that they have this thing, the token black guy. Like you're just supposed to put a black guy there.
And a
So-
token woman, token black woman.
And a Chinese
boy.
person, just to show that, oh no, we're not racist. We have a black guy.
The president of
He
the
died
academy is a
first.
black woman. So token woman, token minority, and that
Exactly.
solves the issue.
But for all those that don't know, some of the African American actors and actresses who have won Academy Awards, here's a look at some of them. It should be on your screens. Okay, yeah, we have
McDaniel, first
Hattie
ever.
McDaniel, who was the first
Ever.
for Gone with the Wind in 1939.
Played a mammy, by the
Yes,
way.
played a mammy. And next we have Sidney Poitier for Lilies of the Field in 1963.
Amazing.
Then
I
we
remember
have
him.
Louis Gossett Jr. for an Officer and a Gentleman. I like that movie with Richard Gere.
Love.
Then 1989 we have Denzel Washington
finally.
for Glory. Then 1990 we have Whoopi Goldberg for Ghost. Again, she played a psycho, a psychic freak. Yeah. And then we have Cuba Gooding Jr. for Jerry Maguire with Tom Cruise. And then Denzel Washington again for Training Day. I loved him in that role. I think he killed it. And of course, my favorite, Halle Berry for Monsters Ball, doing doggy style on the
It
carpet.
wasn't because of doggy style. She was good.
Then
though.
we have Jamie Foxx in 2004 for Ray.
You know?
Morgan Freeman for $1 Million Baby, Best Supporting Actor. Forrest Whitaker for The Last King of Scotland, Best Actor. Jennifer Hudson for Dreamgirls. I really think she did a good job on that
she
one.
did.
And Monique for Precious, Best Supporting Actress.
Remember her role in that?
Yes. And Octavia Spencer for The Help. I've not seen The Help, so I don't know.
Oh, The Help, same. Mommy
Yeah.
role, Help.
Amazing.
And then,
yeah.
of course, we have Lupita Nyong'o for 12
Slaying a
years as a
slave.
slave.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Amazing.
So 14 people.
Yeah,
and
in
all
8
yeah.
years.
88
It's
years.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And the Hattie McDaniel being nominated, that was a time when black people weren't even allowed to sit in front. So she had to come from the back. Dorothy
Yeah.
Dandridge was nominated, come from the back, but she never,
But she didn't win.
It's
And
crazy.
she was mixed race.
But she was still
Still
black.
black.
And
Yeah,
she suffered because she was black.
They liked her because she was the exotic.
Yeah, well, she suffered.
It's just a shame that
Yeah.
racism, I mean, is so alive
I know. So what do you think we can do to solve something like this?
I don't even know where to start.
You know?
We can't. It's 88 years and we're here. Give us another 200.
What about us, the African stories? Like our actors who were nominated in things in Beast, or who were in Beast of No Nation, for instance. You know, foreign language film,